more you bulk up, it's killed more professional bodybuilders' careers. They bulk up, they drop the weight. The problem is their skin never comes in nice and pretty like it did when they were in their 20s and their 30s. Same thing will happen to you. You are not above that, okay? So just so you know, all right? So get that out of your head. It's not gonna be like the old days.
Okay, I'm going to use some examples from both the enhanced and the natural world, going back to the golden era, just to illustrate my point about bulking and what I like and don't like about it. Here is the king. We're starting out with the man who influenced an entire generation and an entire era of bodybuilders back in the golden era. You notice he didn't get fat in his off season. He pretty much shrank. He looked like he was pretty much off whatever he was taking for contests. And you can see that as the contest would come around, he'd grow into his skin. The skin was nice and tight. I like that a lot. So he just shrank and then grew. The poorest example I could think of in modern bodybuilding is 2018 Mr. Olympia Shawn Rhoden, who goes from pretty much small and fat in the offseason to in shape with plenty of muscle. Not so good for the skin as he gets older. So I don't like that one very much. But a better example would be Phil Heath, multiple Mr. Olympia title winner. You see, I like how he goes from about the same size in his offseason to about the same size when he's in shape. Pretty much the skin doesn't get stretched out. He's a little softer in the offseason, but great shape in contest shape. And my guy in the natural world, who I call the biggest natural bodybuilder of all time, Richard Gozdecki, 6'1", 220 pounds. He has a great sense of humor, and often if you see on his social media, he'll joke around about how he gets a little bit puffy and fat in the offseason. But as he gets in shape, as you can see, he's young enough, his skin gets tight enough. I don't like the way he does that, but it has worked for him well, and he's been very successful with it. Multiple world title winner. The best example in the natural world that I can think of right now would be Shevon Cunningham. And you can see right here by these pictures on the left, he's in really good shape in the gym in the off season, plenty of muscle, pretty hard, but then contest shape, whoa. He's still big, has plenty of muscle, and is just razor sharp, diced and shredded, even from the back. As you can see in this picture, the man is just completely shredded to the glutes all the way. I like his way of doing it.
Hi, I'm John Hart, and welcome back to Mr. America Hart. Listen, a bunch of you are using bulking up as a reason just to plain get fat. You're using it as a reason to feed into some of your eating disorders, megorexia. You just got to be so big in your clothes. Man, I mean, that's silly, right? All right. So look, seriously, I was asked more than once by a few of my subscribers, from different directions about the same question, which is basically why I don't believe in bulking up, why between shows for myself, I never really got super heavy, out of shape, why I don't advise my clients to either. And I'm going to share with you some of the reasons why you should not go and get all bulky and fat, but you should put on a little bit to put on some good muscle. So look, here's the thing, a little bit of history on myself, quick. Last 5 years that I competed between 2013, 2017, that 4 or 5 year period right there, I competed every 6 months in natural bodybuilding shows as an amateur and then as professional. In doing so, what happened was you can only take 6 months. You only have 3 months to let the weight creep up, 3 months to pull it back in. That's the way I did my math. So I wouldn't let myself get really out of shape. And in my late 40s at the time, the reality was I didn't want my skin to get stretched out. As you get past 40 years old, the problem becomes the more you bulk up, it's killed more professional bodybuilders' careers. They bulk up, they drop the weight. The problem is their skin never comes in nice and pretty like it did when they were in their 20s and in their 30s. Same thing will happen to you. You are not above that. Okay? So just so you know. All right? So get that out of your head. It's not going to be like the old days. Okay? So that means you have to stay within a relative eye shot, ear shot, scale shot of your target weight for a contest. So if you're not competing, then the same thing applies. There's a bunch of you who in the off season, your off season, what is it? Your off season is the dead of winter. You're living in Massachusetts somewhere, Boston, Massachusetts, Red Sox fans. Anyway, I'm from New York originally, a Yankee fan. So look, just slip that on the side. Yankees going to win the World Series. So just throwing a little humor out at you. But you're living in places like Boston, Massachusetts, where it's cold in the winter. You get a little layer of fat on you. It's easy to hide it all winter long. You end up putting on way more than you should have. Okay? You got to take that off when the spring rolls around in the summer. You want to look good for the beach. To do that, you're going to have to diet pretty hard and severely. And that's rough, man. Out in California, we don't have that situation. Sometimes it could be mid-January and we have summer-like weather. So in the middle of your little bulk season, it's over. And you're showing skin all of a sudden, 90-degree weather. That's happened before. So we don't deal with that as much. It's better to be in good shape most of the year. Should you put on some weight in between those periods of being in peak shape for a contest or for the summer? Yes, you should. Why? That surplus of calories in your system, it'll speed up your metabolism, number one. It'll also go ahead and let your body know. All of the safety mechanisms in your body are going to know, look, there's no reason to store fat. We have plenty of food with us right now. It's like telling your body you're on an oasis in the middle of a wilderness. It has plenty of food nearby, and it does not have to store food as fat the moment that you start to eat again. That's what we want, a revving, humming along metabolism. The way to get that, definitely take a time of your year, a portion of your year, to increase your foods gently, methodically, not all at once. You don't go from eating 2,000 calories a day to 4,000 overnight. Do it in 200-calorie increments week by week, and you're going to find that you will not get sloppy fat. That's important. You might get a little bigger. You might put on a little bit of fat, but that's okay. It won't be sloppy. Men and women, same thing. Just lower the parameter based on your size, not on your sex. So if you are a bigger, taller man or woman, obviously you can handle more overall body weight, maybe 15, 20 pounds in the off season. On the other hand, if you're shorter, you may have to keep it down to just 7 to 12 in the off season. When you do that, the skin will not get overstretched. It'll be easy once you go ahead and you start to diet and bring it all in. The skin will come in nice, no matter what your age. If you're a little bit older, past 45, past 50, obviously take a little extra time so that when you have your target date in mind, you're in shape, total shape, 4 weeks out from that date. So your skin can still shrink wrap in time for that target date, whether it's for a contest, a photo shoot, or a wedding, or the beach. But that's it. It takes restraint. It does. It takes self-discipline. It does. But it's bodybuilding, man. It's all worth it in the end, right? So that's it for today. Look, off to my left, you're going to see a circle pop up next to my head. That's the subscribe button for this channel. Please give that a tap. And off to your right, off to your left, all the way down to the bottom, you're going to see a thumbs up button over there. Hit that thumbs up button, won't you? That helps the channel with YouTube's algorithm.